Lesson 5 is percent increase and decrease. Cassandra likes jewelry. She has 5 rings in her jewelry box. In the box below, sketch Cassandra's 5 rings. I am no artist, so I'm just going to sketch 5 rings. They're terrible looking rings, but they're rings. You can sketch anything that you want as long as they're rings. It says draw a double number line diagram relating the number of rings as a percent of the whole set of rings. So I draw 2 lines, okay? So the first is 0 and 0. Top is going to be percent, and the bottom is going to be rings. So the first one is going to be 20% is 1 ring. Next is 40% and 2 rings. Then 60% and 3 rings. 80% and 4 rings. And 100% and 5 rings. So now it says what percent is represented by the whole collection of rings? 100%. It says what percent of the collection does each ring represent? 20%. Cassandra's aunt said she will buy Cassandra another ring for her birthday. If Cassandra gets the ring for her birthday, what will be the percent increase in her ring collection? Well, if we have the new ring, over the original, that would be 1/5, and that would be 20%. So now, exercise 1, we have John increased his trading card collection by 5 cards. He originally had 15 cards. What is the percent increase? Now it's telling us to use this equation, but we're not going to. As always, we're going to use our percent equation. And remember what I told you? We had different words for part and whole. And for part, we said it was is. Now it's also going to be for increase and decrease. And we said whole was of and total. Well, now it's also going to be used for original. So now, if we use P, percent, and W, the percent increased by 5 cards, so the increase is 5. The original was 15. And we want to know what that percent increase is, so that's our X. So we have P equals percent times W, and that would be 5 equals X times 15. So now we have divide both sides by the 15. So X is going to equal 0.3 repeating. And remember, we just talked about this yesterday. That 0.3 repeating is 33 and 1/3%. The next question says, suppose instead of increasing the collection by 5 cards, John increased his 15 card collection by just 1 card. Will the percent increase be the same is when Cassandra's ring collection increased by one more. In example 1, why or why not? Well, the answer would be no. And the reason that it would be no is because, no. And that would be because the number of rings are different. Than the trading cards. Now our next question says finding a percent increase or decrease. Justin earned 8 badges in Scouts as the Scoutmaster's last report. As of the Scoutmaster's last report. Justin wants to complete 2 more badges so that he will have a total of 10 badges earned before the Scoutmaster's next report. If Justin completes the additional 2 badges, what will the percent increase in badges? Well, we have P, percent, and W. The increase is 2 because he's going to complete 2 more badges. His original is 8, and we want that percent increase. So we have P equals percent times W. So 2 equals X times 8. Dividing both sides by 8. We have X equals 0.25 or 25%. Now it says express the 10 badges as a percent of, there's that word, of the 8 badges. So now we have P, percent, and W. So we have the 10 as a percent of the 8 badges, which means the 8 goes in the whole. The 10 is the part, and we are looking for the X. So we have P equals percent times whole. So we have 10 equals X times 8. So divide both sides by 8. We have X equals 1.25, which means that's 125%. Well, next, the question says, does 100% plus your answer in part A, which is the 25%, equal your answer to part B, which is the 125%? The answer is yes. And it says why or why not? Well, that's because the 8 badges and the 2 badges which is the increase, added together would be 125%. In other words, the 8 badges, which are 100%, plus the 2 badges, which are 25%, adding them together, I would have a total of 10 badges, which are 125%. Okay. Our next question says the population of cats in a rural neighborhood has declined in the past year by roughly 30%. Residents hypothesize that this is due to the wild coyotes preying on the cats. The current cat population in the neighborhood is estimated to be 12. And that's the current cat population. Approximately how many cats were there originally? So we're looking for what was there originally. So we have P, percent, and W. So we know that there are right now currently 12. We are looking for what was originally. Original means whole, which is X. Here's what's interesting though. Over the past year, it reduced roughly 30%. So for here, because it's already 30% down to 12, we are looking for the other 70. So we actually have to take that 100 and subtract 30 because we are looking for the 70. So here it's going to be 0.7, and it's right now 12. It reduced to that 12. That was it decreased to the 12. So now we have P equals the percent times W. So we have 12 equals 0.7x. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.7 and divide that, and we get x equals 17.14285714. So there are approximately 17 cats originally. Because remember, even though it doesn't say it around, we can't have a part of a cat. Now, last question. It says Lou's math score on her achievement test in 7th grade was a 650, okay? Her math teacher told her that her test level went up 25% from her 6th grade test score. What was Lou's test level in 6th grade? Well, we have P, percent, and W. Well, 6th grade would be her original score, because remember, her original score would be 6th grade, because now in 7th grade, it's 650. So P is 650. W would be X. Because it went up, we would have to add 25% to 100. So we're looking at 125%. So that would be 1.25. So now we would have P equals percent times W. So 650 equals 1.25 times X. So we're going to divide both sides by 1.25. So X is going to equal 520, which is going to be her test score. In 6th grade. And this ends our lesson.